guys, it is Kiki here. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. Once you subscribe, you become a member of the Pride, and that just means we're just all beautiful lioness and lions here embracing our manes. So once you subscribe, you join the Pride. And y'all, also, I haven't been doing this, but if you're interested in gaming, I do have a separate gaming channel that I'll link below for you, and her name is keke.j Plays. We have a lot of fun over there. So if you're interested in any gaming, please do subscribe. That will help out the channel a ton. This has been highly requested for some time now. I honestly don't know why I haven't done a video on it, so I do apologize for that, but never too late. We are here. I'm going to be going over my grid pattern with you all. So I didn't do a specific grid pattern, one because I am not, what's the word? I wish I could have did a specific grid pattern on my head, but the way I'm set up, I just knew it was not gonna work. It was not going to work, okay? I'm very, very, very picky, and if one thing was off, I was gonna have to take the whole thing down and just start over. I need to be calculated, I need to be precise when it comes to a specific grid pattern, and I knew I didn't possess the skills to do that. I probably could have done it, but I probably didn't have the patience for it, to be honest, but I'm still satisfied with my grid pattern. It's not specific at all, so I'm gonna get down to pretty much how I parted, what I did, etc. What I did first and foremost, and y'all, my hair, she's growing. I'm sorry. Lionel is showing out, okay? Lionel, you gonna have to stop, because you moving a little bit too fast for me and I don't know how to handle it, okay? I'm just playing. Keep doing what you're doing, because we starting to creep. What do I always say? We're starting to creep. Listen, but look, she's creeping. Okay, we're back on track. So, forgive me, y'all. Y'all know I'm crazy. I know I wanted a certain size. So from my previous set, if you don't know, if you are new here, I did start a set of Microlocs on June 6, 2020. I started a set here. I really liked it, but my parts were a little bit larger than what I wanted at the time. I wanted more volume. I wanted more, you know, density with my hair. I just wanted more locks. So I kind of went off of that. When I started those locks, I did go row by row as well, but I said, okay, I want a smaller. Let's do a trial run and then we'll go from there. So after I took those locks out, which took a week to do because I had already interlocked once, we'll never do that again. So I installed mini twists, I want to say 2 more times after that, just to kind of, you know, have like a period of time where I could like test it out, because I didn't want to commit by interlocking anything and then have to spend another week or 2 taking them down. So I did a trial set of twists here. I think they were still a little bit too big, but I enjoyed wearing them as mini twists. So I said, okay, maybe a tad bit smaller. The next time I said, okay, I think this is gonna be the set that I installed. So what I did was parted my hair on the sides to separate the top from the back. So I did just like this, and then after that I made sure my middle part was as precise as I wanted it to be. So that was my main focus for me, my middle part. So let me put these in sections here. I knew good and well if my middle part wasn't correct, I was gonna be mad. I did this part, put this away, and I spent time on my middle part until I knew this is it. This is my middle part, and after I got my middle part down, I kept these 2 sections away. So notice, it's not an exact straight line. I mean, it's kind of straight, but let's see the side. Yeah, this is a good example. It's not exactly straight, and I didn't want straight lines because I want all areas to be full, if you get what I'm saying. So like, I'm gonna try to explain that again because I don't think I'm explaining it well. So sometimes, like, okay, this is a good example. So if you turn around, I don't have a designated straight center part either. I did not want that, because in the past of me doing like crochet braids, faux locks, box braids, whatever, I could never stand a straight back middle part because I don't feel like your hair is like brick layering. Once you have that, like this part right here, if it was straight, I don't feel like it would kind of lay like it is right now. I'm sure it would, but that was just my thought process. So I said, okay, I want everything in my head brick layered, okay? So I said, I'm not gonna do a straight center part in the back. I want it in the front, but not in the back. So what I did, in the back, I put all my hair up in a ponytail, and I literally went row by row. So after I finished this row, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On the next row, I made sure that I did 7 locks, I believe, to make sure that one lays in between this area here. And I continued that process all up throughout my head. I hope this makes sense. So let's see how many locks I've got. On the second row, okay, I actually have 8 locks. But see how it kind of fills in the gaps of the others? That's what I want. Even though I didn't do a center part, I still try to make sure I had the same amount of locks on both sides of my head. I don't want one side looking like it's got more locks than the other, you know? So what I did was, my hair was blown out. I kind of pre-parted each section to like gauge like, okay, we can have 9 on this row with having 4 on this side and 4 on the other side, so it should look balanced, if that makes sense. I'm doing a lot, but I hope it's making sense. So the next row, 10. So as each row goes up, I'm increasing the number of locks. And that's essentially how I got this size. So it was a lot of trial and error and just pretty much determining what size do I want my parts to be and what size do I want my locks to be. So doing the bricklayer method for me ensures more volume because you have another lock filling in the space between 2 other locks on the previous row. And once you keep doing that going up, I feel like you get maximum volume in your locks. And I'm gonna keep showing you. I have 13 locks on the next row. 13 locks, with 6 being on both sides and 1 in the middle. So I didn't have a specific number that I wanted to use on each row. Like I said, I just wanted to make sure I kept the parting size and the lock size the same. And after that, I focused on how many needed to be on each side of my head to achieve the parting size and the lock size. I hope this makes sense. I really hope it does, y'all. But let's see. As you can see, I can't really see any parts in the prior row unless I lift it up. That's what I want. That's the bricklayer method that I wanted to follow, and I think I did pretty good on that. But yes, as you can see, it's looking full. The parts, I tried to keep them as straight as possible. It's a lot harder to keep the parts straight in the back, but I think I did a decent job. But yeah, I wanted to show y'all this because I got a fresh recut. As I let my hair down in the back and spread it out for you, you can see that no other part lines up with the other part in the previous row. And that's exactly what I wanted. Exactly what I wanted. So here we go. And when it falls down, you shouldn't be able to see your parts anyway with all of your hair down in the back unless you have like super fine hair, which is totally okay. That's how I wanted to achieve maximum volume with my locks. This is where it gets a little different. So here in the front, how I got my parts here, I kind of wanted it to flow, the rows flow like all around like this while still maintaining straight parts. So how I did that, from this row here, I wanted it to flow just like that. I wanted to all flow around to the front. I knew that this row coming back from here was gonna have to end up here. So under this row, I said, okay, I can put about 3 or 4 locks here, and that's what I did. So we got the main lock here, a row of 3, and then this is the row here that all came back together. I combined these two because they were like very, very thin. One of them was like really thin. I don't like the size of the part, but my hair is a lot finer around the perimeter of my head, so I knew it was gonna have to be done. So same thing with the next row here. I knew this row, it wraps all the way around, and it does the same on the other side. It mirrors after my middle part was created. So as I worked on my parts moving up in the back, as I worked on these, I made sure it wrapped around on both sides. So being that this one ends here, I said, okay, how we completed the previous row, did the same thing. So now I should have a huge wraparound right here that goes around to literally both sides. And then when it came to parting on these sides, I made sure to measure with my finger. These look like they're both in the same spot. That's exactly how I did throughout the rest of my head. Another row starts back here, rolls around, and then I made sure to line it up with these 2 sides while still maintaining my middle part. I used my fingers to measure up. That looks pretty darn even to me. I wanted to make sure the angle was correct. It was all my eye. I didn't use any special tools. any measurements, nothing like that. I went by my eyes, and like this side has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 locks. When I got that middle part, that somewhat middle part right here, I said, okay, each side needs to have 5 parts. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one has six locks, which is totally fine. That's why I didn't want to hold myself to a specific pattern, because I am anal about like symmetry and unity and all of that stuff. I feel like having no grid pattern kind of allowed me to just like ease up and not care. Like I did not want to invest a lot of time and energy on making a grid pattern so specific. I'm not knocking people who do that. I wish I had the patience for it. I just don't. Okay, yeah. And my retie is about 3 to 4 days old. If you hadn't caught my retie video, it's very detailed. I will link it up here for you to check out, so please make sure you watch that. It's very informative. So this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 locks. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 locks. So I literally maxed it up. Some of them might be slightly off, and then tried to keep the same amount of locks on each side. That is what I did until I finished. And just to be safe, I wanted to wear my grid pattern and, you know, the size of my locks, because I wanted to avoid doing what I did last time. I did not want to install a full head of locks and interlock just to not be satisfied and take it all down again. It took 12 hours to install my locks without interlocking, but the preparation, I would say, maybe took 2 weeks, because I kept doing tester mini twists, and I just wanted to see like, okay, am I comfortable with this set? Am I comfortable with how these look? Am I comfortable with how they will possibly mature? And once I was okay with all of those things, I said, okay, this is the set. At one point, I kind of actually got tired of installing mini twists, because we all know that is not a quick process. And being how my hair was very thick and tangly, I was like, okay, we're gonna have to get something down packed soon. I said, you know what? I'm not gonna do anything right now, but one day, I said, you know what? I think I'm ready. I'm installing these locks, and I'm gonna do it how I want. I'm gonna do it. And I did it. And that's my grid pattern. Nothing specific. I can't call it a specific pattern because it's not one. But yeah, this is what we're looking like. Compared to last time, like I spent so much time on my previous set of Microlocs, and it did not come out how I wanted. So I was like super bummed about that. I said, no, this middle part has to be straight. And I kid you not, I spent about a good 20 minutes on that middle part. I sure did. And I don't feel no type of way but good about it, because look, it got me a straighter part. Listen. But yes, I hope I made sense, y'all. I hope this makes sense. I hope this helps someone. But not having a specific grid pattern for me gave me even more freedom. So that's just my opinion with it. It feels great not having to worry about, okay, I gotta have this many locks in this section, and it's gotta match this section over here. I cannot do that. I'm talking about with the square, like the sister lock grids, like how they have to have specific lock and specific patterns in each set. Nope, I will pay my money to go see a loctician and have that done. But since I was doing it by myself, I'm just not gonna have a grid pattern, and I am completely content and happy with my decision. But yes, let me know if any of you have a specific grid pattern, or did you just freehand it like me? Everything I did was freehand, and a lot of time and determination. I hope this video was helpful, but this is coming solely from my experience, so I hope it does help someone. Leave any questions, comments, or concerns for me in the comments below, and thank y'all for always watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.